I do have Jennifer calling in right now. So hold on, and we're going to put Jennifer on the line. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing absolutely outstanding. I was trying to buy time until I got you on the phone. I was looking at different news stories, but I'm so glad you're joining us today.
Thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate
Oh,
that.
it's not a problem. It's not you, it's us. I thought you were going to be coming into the station live, and I actually reached out to Nick. So that's probably how you got the phone call. So I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss with the Fringe Fest being here. I didn't want to miss a nice interview with yourself. So listen, tell everybody about yourself.
Well, thanks so much. My name is Jennifer Vosters. I'm an actor and writer based in Chicago, so Elgin feels nice and close to home. I'm bringing my solo play, Songs Without Words, or the Mendelssohn play, to the Elgin Fringe Festival. This is my very first time at the Elgin Fringe, my very first time in Elgin, actually. So I'm really, really honored and excited. This is a great Fringe festival, and I'm hoping to get some folks out to see my show tonight and tomorrow.
So what are the show times so people know, and where exactly are you going to be performing?
I'm going to be performing at the Side Street Studio Arts Theater Space at 15 Ziegler Court. That is a venue change, so some earlier promotional materials had a different venue, but the correct venue is 15 Ziegler Court, the SSSA Theater Space. And I'm going to be performing tonight at 7:30 p.m. and then tomorrow night again at 7:30 p.m. So I'm really looking forward to making my debut in Elgin tonight.
That sounds like kind of an interesting title for the name of your show. How did you come about that?
Thanks. Yeah. So I've been really fascinated by the Mendelssohn siblings since I was a teenager. They were a brother-sister duo from the early 19th century Germany, which I know sounds kind of dry, but their life story was actually really, really fascinating to me, and I really think their music is incredibly beautiful. They both were geniuses. They both were incredibly close as they grew up in a very musical household. But Felix Mendelssohn was allowed to pursue music professionally, and his sister Fanny was not. So it's a really interesting kind of case study on what happens to the same great talent when it's cultivated in one person and suppressed in another. So it's really a show about family. It's a show about siblinghood and being an artist and having potential and wrestling with that potential. So Songs Without Words is a nod to some of the music that they wrote together. And then I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that it was about the Mendelssohn siblings. So that's why the little subtitle is tacked on there.
No, that sounds great. And I'll tell you something else. I had first when I came on the air, I was looking at your background and your resume of the places and the things that you've been a part of. I mean, the list goes on forever.
Thank you.
I mean,
That.
you've got some commercials that you've done. You've done some short film work. You've done real film. I mean, you've done a lot of work over here. You were supporting actress, I believe, was Little Glass Slipper. Is that right?
Yeah, that was a feature film that began as a play, but COVID brought us from the stage into the film world, and my good friend Kara Johnston wrote and directed that. So that was a really cool film experience that started on stage, but then became a little film.
And for those of us that don't have much of this background or anything, so when you're doing a stage performance, is it considerably different from other than the fact that you get a second take on it, unlike radio or plays? Is there a major difference in doing on the screen as opposed to making it a play?
That's a great question. In some ways, it's the same muscle, right? It's the same exercise to a degree. You're still telling the story. You're still using your voice and body to do it, for sure. The big difference that I think a lot of people find when they're acting for camera is that everything just becomes a lot smaller because the camera is able to catch really, really small details. You only need the slightest of facial expression changes to communicate a lot of information. Whereas on stage, whether you're in a smaller stage or certainly if you're in a big outdoor theater, it just takes a lot more to communicate through that space. So especially if you're outdoors, you're thinking about your voice a lot more. You're thinking about projection. You're thinking about just making all of your gestures bigger so people can see. That's in a nutshell the main kind of technical difference is that film, you're able to be really small and subtle and quiet, which is very exciting. And then theater, you have to be big enough that no matter whatever venue you're in, people can really understand what you're trying to communicate.
A total animation.
Yeah. Yeah. But the muscle is the same.
I gotcha. I can't tell you how many different times I said something. I said, oh, man, I wish I could replay that and do that over. But you don't get that when you're doing a live show, as you well know. And
no, you don't.
How long have you been doing this?
I started acting for fun, back in middle school, and I started writing for fun back in elementary school. I started acting professionally right after I graduated from college. I got an English degree, but I decided I really wanted to give acting a shot as well. So I've been coming up on 10 years. Next summer will be how long I've been doing this professionally, which feels like a milestone.
It seems like a bit. You don't seem like you're old enough to be putting in that many years.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that.
And you've now the Fringe Fest that's here in Elgin. Is this the first time that you're doing in Elgin?
Yes, this is my first time at this Fringe. I was there yesterday putting up posters, and that was my very first time in your lovely city. I really enjoyed poking around and seeing what's happening over there.
Oh, there's a lot to see in this town.
Yes, I was delighted. I enjoyed walking by the river, and it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it does have a lot to offer. So this is your first Fringe Festival entry at all? I mean, in total, have you done a Fringe Festival elsewhere before?
I have done several Fringe festivals before. I debuted this piece, Songs Without Words, at the Milwaukee Fringe Festival back in 2023. And then last year, I did Fringe festivals in Cincinnati, Green Bay, and Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And then this year, I did the Minnesota Fringe earlier this summer. So this is my first Fringe in Illinois, my first time doing this show in Illinois, but I have been doing Fringe festivals for a couple of years at this point, and it is so much fun. Fringe audiences are the best audiences, and Fringe artists are just a delight to work with. So I've been really enjoying my time in the Fringe circuit.
Yeah, my exposure to the Fringe Fest was last year. And when I started seeing the different acts and the diversity is what really impresses me. And, then I heard that, this is global, this Fringe Festival. It's all over the place. It started in France, I believe, right?
Started in Scotland.
Scotland.
With the Edinburgh Fringe.
Right. Scotland.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what that kilt and that image was. That's right, Scotland. But it was like, wow, there's like all these different diverse things that, it just allows you to express yourself.
Exactly right. And the nice thing about Fringe is there aren't really any rules. So you get plays like mine right up next to really cool cabaret shows, right up next to improv comedy, right up next to stand-up comedy. There's just such a variety of people, such a variety of stories, and it's really exciting.
Is this just like maybe the next stop for you? But what drew you to come to the Elgin one this year? I'm curious.
I had heard great things about the Elgin Fringe from other people I met in the Fringe circuit. They said the people are lovely, the city's fun. It's a smaller Fringe, so you get to know people a little bit. And I was really excited at the chance of being able to do one that was closer to home. So hopefully some of my friends and family could come, because I've gone to some kind of faraway places, which has been really fun too. But I was drawn by the very positive artist reviews I had gotten from the Fringe here, and then was just excited to be part of the kind of greater Chicagoland independent artist community. So those were the main things that made me excited to apply to Elgin this year.
Oh, that's wonderful. We have, obviously you're familiar with Nick Monteragis. he will be on tomorrow at Dino's Night Out between 2 and 4. So he'll be talking about a lot of the different performers that are going to be here. So that's when I first found out about this, and Nick really broke it all down and explained it to me. I mean, this is really some kind of a show that's being put together, and it's a smaller venue for you too. So you're going to have that chance to be close with your audience, is what you like.
Yes, I love being up close with audiences, so that is a real treat. And every Fringe festival I've been to, Elgin certainly seems to be one of them. The people who put on these festivals are some of the most dedicated, creative people that you'll ever meet. So I'm really glad Nick's going to be on tomorrow so you can hear from the festival producer side of things, because it takes a lot to put on a Fringe festival, and those are some really special people who are doing it in Elgin.
And the audience, what can they expect that they're going to come and see tomorrow? What can you tell them?
If they're coming to my show, I can tell them that you're going to see a 60-minute, no intermission show that will make you laugh. It will make you cry. You do not have to have any classical music knowledge or interest at all, because it really is, like I said, it's a story more about family. So if you like history, great. If you like music, great. But you don't have to. This is just a really, really good human story, and I promise you'll learn something and think about things a little differently. So if you come to mine, that's what I can tell you'll experience. If you come to the festival in general, you'll experience all kinds of really exciting, creative, out-of-the-box art from artists from all over, including several local folks, but also people from across the country doing stuff that you might never think someone could make a show out of. But you'll always be delighted by the creativity that Fringe folks are able to muster up to put on a good show.
Well, you sound excited as heck about this, so that sounds great. I mean, that's half the battle.
Excited,
if you're excited about what it is you're going to do, I love doing this. I love doing what I do here. So I can't imagine putting a performance of such that you're getting ready to do. So that's great. And, you're saying it's about family. So you're really doing the tragedy and calamity of theater in your show. So people are going to be able maybe even to relate to something within their own family.
Absolutely. Certainly that was my intention in writing songs without words. It's like, yes, these people lived a long time ago. Yes, they were musicians, and also they were deeply human individuals, and they were funny, and they were charming, and they were sweet, and they let each other down, and they built each other up again. So it is anyone who has, certainly anyone who has a sibling, but also anyone who has that really special kind of loving relationship with family, but that can also be complicated. That people have definitely found a lot to relate to, which has been such an honor and a treat when I've talked to audiences about it, when I've done it in other places.
That really. How do you prepare for such a thing, for your performance like this?
Well, I'm fortunate that at this point I've done it at this will be my 6th Fringe festival, and I've also done it at a few theaters. So I've done the show a lot. It feels really, really accessible to me. It feels easy to step into it. And still, I get nervous every time. I get excited every time. I learn something new every time. So in terms of kind of mechanical prep, today I'll be doing my technical rehearsal, getting the lights figured out, getting the sound figured out. I'll be running my lines, doing all my good actor stuff. But mostly now I'm at a point where it's just so fun to do, and I know that it's just a real gift to be able to do it. So I'm able to really plug into the fun and the joy and the gratitude of it at this point, which makes it a lot easier than in the beginning when I was just so worried I was going to forget my lines and all that stuff. But it's a real fun thing to prepare for at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I don't hear no nervousness in your voice. I hear excitement. I hear you're going to knock it out of the park later. Is what I'm hearing.
Thank you. I appreciate that confidence. I will try to channel that when I'm 10 minutes to showtime and starting to get my usual nerves, but thank you.
Everybody gets butterflies. And you know what? If there's a line or two missing, who wrote this? You did, right?
Yeah,
no one's going to know the difference, man. So you just play your heart out. That's all.
I will definitely take that to heart. Thank you.
And, you've performed this piece, or others at other festivals and venues before, though, you said, correct?
Yes, I have. Yep.
And does this compare, like, bringing it to the Fringe Fest? Is this something that fits in with the Fringe, or it's more outside of Fringe? What type is it when you performed this before and it wasn't a Fringe Fest, correct?
Yes, I've done fringes and non-fringes before.
Of the same dialogue that you're going to have tomorrow?
Yep, exact same show. It's built to be transportable, so it's the exact same show, just different venue. That's the only difference.
And what are you getting, your guests? What are you getting them to walk away from your performance? What do you want them to walk away with?
My favorite audience reactions are always when people come up to me and say, I wasn't sure I was going to like this, or I wasn't sure this show was going to be for me, and I really related to these people. I'm going to listen to their music on my drive home. That is like the highest compliment that I can imagine, is people, taking time out of their day to try something a little different and ending up really, really connecting, really connecting with the material and connecting with the music and connecting with the people at the center of this story. So I always hope that people just have a great experience, whatever that experience may be. But when people leave with a new sense of connection to this story, to this music, and to their own artistic potential, that is really the highest honor for me.
And it sounds like you're already, promoting the Fringe Fest, what it does have to offer. So I'm certain that's part of it. So they understand what the Fringe Festival as a whole is all about, and you'll be able to, get that point across. I would think, not only with your performance, because I'm telling you, just talking to you on the phone, you're going to be doing 2 shows, Saturday and Sunday. And they're going to both be at 7.
Thursday, Friday.
Oh, I apologize.
Thursday, Friday. So tonight and tomorrow.
Oh,
yep.
It's tonight you're on. Oh, my God.
Yes.
All right. So that's Thursday and Friday, folks. You don't want to miss us. We've been talking to Jennifer Vosters, right? Vosters?
Vosters.
Okay, said it right the first time. And you're going to be at 15 Ziegler Court. And
that's correct.
That's going to be for the next couple of days. And you have the 7:30 show. So you're kind of like the warm-up, to be honest, because what time did the other acts, they go all night long, don't they?
I think the first show tonight is at 6:00. I'm on at 7:30, and then there's a slot at 9 tonight, and usually there's a slot at 10 as well. Actually, I'm not sure about that, but I know there's like a 6:00, 7:30, and 9:00 show tonight. And then there'll be more show times tomorrow and over the weekend when folks don't have to worry about going to work the next day. So lots of options for people to see Songs Without Words tonight and tomorrow, and other shows all weekend long through Sunday.
I got to tell you, Jennifer, I can't say it enough times about your energy. If you do half as good the next 2 nights as you sound on the radio right now, you're going to hit it right out of the park. So
thank you so much.
Everybody look forward to it. It's 7:30 shows tonight and tomorrow, and you're going to be at 15 Ziegler Court. And this is the Fringe Fest. It only comes around once a year, especially here in Elgin. So listen, we're going to thank you for being on the show. Please feel free. You could come here anytime you want to be in person. If you have in between, you want to come on by and say hi, or tomorrow sometime. I am going to have Nick on between 2 and 4. If it's not going to mess up you getting ready for your show, you're free to come on. We'd love to see you in person.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you all out there.
Jennifer, you sound great. Can't wait to see it. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to see a couple of the shows as well this year. Have a great time, and we'll talk to you again. Folks, we're going to
sounds good.
Thank you. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to WRMN. Dean DeLaley and Dennis Sonar Green's going to meet me for the other half of the hour. We'll be back in just a few short moments.